Thank you, Shivasen.
Yes.
Happy Independence Day to all.
Yes, sir.
This is Sundaramurthy.
Satish, sir. Happy Independence Day, sir.
This is
Good morning, all of you.
Good morning, Satish, sir. Happy Independence Day. We are already live on YouTube.
Very, very good. Good to see you all.
We are already live on YouTube. I was talking to Mr. Nunna. His Zoom need to be upgraded, so that's taking a little time. Yeah, good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning. Hi Manas.
Hello, sir. Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day, everyone.
So we are already live. I think viewers are waiting, so we'll start the proceeding.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the entire VIT fraternity and on my own behalf, I wish all my fellow Indians a happy Independence Day and welcome you all to this discussion on post-pandemic industry landscape heading towards self-reliant India. What could have been a better day than this 74th Independence Day to take pledge and work towards self-reliant India? In the past few months, the COVID-19 pandemic has been fast spreading across the globe, and major economies has been impacted by this. And to discuss upon post-pandemic scenario, we have a very eminent panelist today with us. To start with, we have Mr. T K Sundaramurthy, Mission Director of GSLV ISRO, as a retired aerospace engineer by profession, and have contributed immensely towards the satellite programs at ISRO during his tenure. I welcome you, sir, on this panel, and we hope that your expertise will impact a lot to the discussion. The second expert we have is Mr. V S Narayana Nunna, is a global delivery head of communication and media at T Technology, Bengaluru. Mr. Nunna has a 25 plus years of experience, global experience at various senior positions. He's an expert in AI, AR, augmented reality, virtual reality, SDN, software defined networks, blockchain, Wi-Fi, AI, machine learning, cloud computing, and many more. So with his multidisciplinary expertise, I hope the viewers will be immensely benefited from this discussion. I welcome you, sir, on this panel.
Thank you, and a happy Independence Day to all of you.
Thank you, sir. The other eminent expert is Mr. Satish Kumar Dwibhashi. He is a Senior Vice President and Chief Information Security Officer at Wibma, Bangalore. He has got 28 years plus experience as predominantly as a cybersecurity expert. And with this world where cybercrime is going very high, his expertise opinion about looking beyond pandemic will be a great thing to have on this panel. I welcome you, sir, on this panel again. Looking forward to a healthy discussion.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for having me here. Happy Independence to all, and
Thank you, sir.
Honored to be here.
The last but not the least panel member is our own Director of Placement and Training at VIT Vellore. I would say because most of our viewers are primarily undergraduate aspirants and their parents. So for them, Dr. Samuel Rajkumar is the gateway from turning from a learned, graduate to a employed professional. So his input will be very much key from the student perspective. I am privileged to have him on my board for the discussion. I welcome Rajkumar sir for the panel discussion. Thank you, sir, for being here.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be with the eminent panelists and with all the students and parents. Happy Independence Day to everyone.
To start with, we all are severely hit by the pandemic. It's still going on, and China has been blamed primarily for its global spread and not being able to control it properly. So what we can see from the Indian perspective is China has been a major competitor in terms of telecom, IT services, and other manufacturing services. So we can look into as an opportunity for us to have the Make India slogan really generate a lot of impact. So to start with, I would like my panel members to have their views on how the opportunity post-pandemic will be there for the Indian market. I would like to start with Mr. Sundaramurthy sir for his views on the post-pandemic opportunities that we can look for.
Okay. Very good morning to all of you. I think it's a great pleasure to be on this day. Especially what I can say is August 15th, we have been really liberated from British. Not only that, our Department of Space have been separately identified. That day was also August 15th, 1969. Department of Space was established from Department of Atomic Energy. So I think today I can say that we have two independent day celebrations. One is our India, another one is birth of our Department of Space. Okay, I think now for the past 6 months almost, okay, we are passing through a very, very difficult phase from all the fronts. It is not only you start anything, we see some kind of some sort of unsecured feeling. Where are we heading for, and what is in store for us? But naturally, any problem when it comes only, we will see our real potential. See, that's what I can say. In fact, from my own practical experience, how we have come across all the hurdles what has been put by developed countries in our space domain. You people all know we were initially getting the support of Russians as well as Americans to meet our space program requirements. But after the Pokhran nuclear experiment, all the countries, they stopped their strategic reasons, the support given to Department of Space. So that was the period which has really made us to look for our own system. That is, that indigenization has been started from that point. I think we are very much thankful to our President Dr. Kalamji. He initiated this, and then he told we should make our own systems, though it is not really optimal, but we should first make it work with our own technologies and then our own resources. I think now, today, I can proudly say that 90% of the Department of Space programs are being supported Make in India only. That is, our industry partners are supporting us in a big way. But now their participation, if you really look at it, it is only to a limited extent. When compared to other countries like US, like SpaceX, Boeing and all, the private people have really come forward. In fact, 20 years back, when SpaceX, now what they are calling it as, at the time it was established as a Falcon rocket company. It was very primitive, but that Tesla, Elon Musk has boldly took the initiative and then they made it. For the past 9 years, they were putting a lot of effort, and then they have already sent American astronauts in their own soil and then brought them back also. So this kind of thing, we are also interested in bringing in the private industry people to come into our fold, use all our facilities, and then they can contribute their capabilities, and then they can bring space technology into the next domain. That's what we are all expecting, because it is always, if you, just clap with 2 hands, the sound will not be more. When many people join together, that gives a better sound. So the same analogy we can make use if all the other private people, they join with us. And then, yes, we can do a lot in this. And next thing is, again, if you look at it, our space program for the past 4 to 5 decades, our space father, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, this happens to be his centenary year also. Whatever his dream, okay, I think I would like to quote his words when he represented UN Council. People were questioning him at the time. A developing country like India can afford to have a space technology, whether your budget allows. For that, the answer given by him is, we should be second to none in applying our advanced technologies. And he has emphasized that it should go to, and then it should provide the supporting the common public and the society of the problems. Now I can say that you name anything or you lay your hands anything, you can find some space technology into that. So to that extent we have come, and we have grown, yes, quite a lot. And then, yes, I can recall when I joined, to launch one satellite, it took almost 2+ years. Gradually, yes, that gap slowly coming down. If you really see the present conditions, almost 20 satellites in a year we are doing. And then to start with, we had only one launch pad, and we have augmented to one more launch pad. Now, third launch pad is coming up. I think probably, yes, we are growing in a big way. Meanwhile, Now, I think 2 months back, I think Prime Minister as well as the Finance Minister has announced that there is a vertical has been created called In Space, mainly to coordinate with the private partners to have their own, they can come out with their own satellite programs, launch vehicles programs, and then they can make use of our facilities, whatever is been established, because yes, space technology, it's a cutting edge technology. We can't take things lightly. Cut corners are not allowed in space, because once I send a satellite, nothing I can do. Either it works or it perishes. So we have to be very careful. So that's why the facilities required as well as the quality control process are very, very strict. Probably that may be the reason private people are little bit afraid of participating in space programs. Maybe but I wish I should be wrong. Then only the technology can be grown and then many people can come forward, and that can indirectly give a lot of employment opportunities. So this is where in another direction which is being looked very carefully, mainly to generate employments. That is one aspect. Second aspect is with more brain available, collectively we can do a much better job, and we can do it in a short turnaround time. So these are all the advantages. Probably what I can say is this COVID pandemic, this 4 or 5 months, has really given us some time to think all these things. Otherwise, we would have been again got into our regular work, do all the things in a routine way, and then keep doing in the same direction. So now this has given us to think laterally and then come out with some good solutions. So I think in the days to come, it's going to be a very bright one, and probably for all the students communities, there is a lot of avenue opened in our space technology. They can make use of it and they can contribute their might, and then they can take our space platform to a higher level. All the very best for the students especially. Yes, you kindly excel in your academy now, then definitely you can contribute. Only two things I can tell you. Put 100% of your effort. Don't get disheartened. Keep doing. You will definitely achieve your goal. All the very best for you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your opening remarks. As you rightly pointed out, we have been always started with a very low level. Vikram Sarabhai, the great Vikram Sarabhai, has been a monumental inspiration for a lot of space research that has been conducted in India. And as you have rightly pointed out, the incident, it started with a very low level. Now we are having a big name as far as the space research is concerned across the globe. So pandemic is also a kind of a setback. We have been known for coming out of setbacks as an Indian. Now I would like to have views of Mr. Nunna being one of the senior positions. What do you feel, sir, when you look into that the supply chain system of China is probably because of the mistrust is going to be impacted? Will it be a big boom to Indian scenario?
Yes, definitely there is an opportunity. And before talking about the opportunity, I wanted to just talk about our learnings during the pandemic, because that is very important. For last few months, we are struggling with the social distancing, and we are not able to step out to the outside, and we locked at the home. But even though, if you look at the economy, what actually the industry anticipated globally, it has not happened that much, because the systems already in place, especially into the digital systems, mobility, communications, So some impact is there for industry like manufacturing, where people presence is required over there. So those are the areas are impacted. Otherwise, our routine life, especially into the IT and even education, because of the tools like Microsoft Teams and all place, everyone started classes in time, and the students also attending the classes virtually. So virtual, what immersive reality, what you mentioned, that is really help. It's not only just 2D. Today we are in the 2D world, but going forward, and the industrialists, like even the scientists, even all entrepreneurs, they are thinking how we can enhance our current technology to the next level. I'll take some of the examples how it can be, change our industry going forward. Example, education. I'll take in a first example. So education industry, now all parents are like thinking, hey, already my assessment for the onboarding to the schools are delayed a lot. Now today we already are in August month. It's supposed to happen somewhere in the May month, and the COVID will still exist. It won't go away. Another next 2 years, definitely it will be there. Even though vaccine comes, that has to be fully tested, and until unless fully tested, nobody will even dare to take the vaccine. The implications we don't know what will happen even if you take the vaccine. That's what people also wait and see what is happening into that. So in such scenario, we have to live with the COVID. There is no option. Now, that way we can't shut down complete all our industries. We have to live with the COVID and move forward. So especially the education side, uh, college in the cloud. Cloud, everything can be done in the cloud. So that's what we are working today. And with that, the infrastructure, come down, and students and learn from the houses, even teachers, lectures they will teach from their homes, and but this is one way of the communication. But what is the cross check mechanism? So cross check mechanism is not, we are just only teaching, and there is a cross questions. There is no connectivity between the people. How we can enhance those areas is one of the aspect we need to think. That is the area like platforms bringing like a data analytics, AI, you know, uh, those things are coming into the picture, and how we can make more connectivity. That is one aspect. The other side, the many students from the rural area, okay, rural area, they don't have a proper bandwidth to attend the classes. What is other mechanism to reach out to those students and educate them? There are ways of like a broadcasting channel we can use it. Whether it is again secured manner, they can have a separate setup box and they can attend it. Again, a mobile written path, they can connect it with the teacher and they have their questions. So that way we can make it more interactive. That is one channel other than the OTT. Offline education mechanism. So these are all the few new way of learning systems are coming into the place in learning management system. That is one thing. Second thing, after education, the post jobs scenario. Now, if you look at US market, even the metros, many of the who are living in a metros, especially working in the offices, they are already moved to their own native places, especially the rural area, and they can able to perform jobs wherever they have a high speed broadband connectivity. So that means even the IT companies, even industries, many of the industries also learn that it is not necessary everything coming into the one place. Due to that, you can reduce the traffic, you can normalize your economy, whatever current market, like a rental and all these things are there. It is also coming reduced a lot because of the rural development. So what will happen in IT industry? There is a satellite hubs will come into the various rural places. People can go to the small satellite hubs from, they can perform jobs from there. So that is a change you can expect in the job industry. So now the what will happen in the post-pandemic? What are the industries will take exponential growth? The one exponential growth is definitely because of the data consumption. The telecom is a definitely high, exponential growth will be there because of the connectivity is very important to this kind of scenario. And even in future, similar kind of pandemic, if it comes in future, how we can address those kind of a pandemic, that is also important. So 5G will definitely take it in the industry. That is one aspect. What 5G is bringing the advantages to the people. One is high speed broadband, that is called EMBB, enhanced mobile broadband. Second is a mission critical applications you can bring, like a IoT, Internet of Things. So many Internet of Things applications are coming, automating our life, easy digital life, what we call. So with that, there is a lot of change will happen. So the IoT industry, then communication, that is one thing. And the other one, entertainment is very important. And so we logged out at home, how you spend that our time, the OTT, over the time, the video consumption, we spend a lot. Even of course, the content is also definitely important. Whatever content available today, most of the people consumed almost all the content, so because of this pandemic. So the media industry will also, take another exponential growth. Then other one important thing is the medical. Medical is because the medical industry will also take a lot of growth. Uh, During the pandemic situation, people not step out and they, scared to go to even hospital, even for fever or anything. Try to, take a medication their own at home. Maybe some family doctors are there, consult to the family doctors. Otherwise, they don't even. That way, there is a, transition from the home to, the hospitals is completely ruled out. They try to take a telemedicine, distance medicine, all those type of things are coming. So with this again, a lot of equipments, like devices, especially into the wearable devices, which can monitor continuously of the health of the people. It can also data analytics will give through the the parameters, various parameter measuring parameters will give the dashboard. Based on that, you get to know where what is your health condition. Accordingly, you can go for the things. So these are the industries are definitely grow. Until unless there is a robotics, industrial IoT placed in these various manufacturing units, that is also take position in the post pandemic. That is the one thing still we need to do, because India, especially the infrastructure, is not up to the mark. One side you are talking about, ban China products and all. It is won't happen in the same day. It's not like a switch. It takes its own time, because we are not equipped enough for the infrastructure. So first we need to equip for such kind of infrastructure to make in India manufacturing. People has to come, the infrastructure and the regulation government, everything has to takes some time. Definitely there is an opportunity with these learnings, but it takes time. But we have to focus continuously how we can make it happen ASAP. That's my opinion.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And as you have rightly pointed out, everything is moving towards digitization, digital world, and telecom will make a big impact. And and when we do this, we have been the second demand having the country having the second largest demand across the globe as per the telecom industry is concerned. Probably we need to, from the demand side, we need to move towards the supply side.
Yeah.
But when we move towards the digital world, and everything, as you have pointed out, college in cloud, when we move towards cloud and cyberspace, there is always a threat looming around about cybersecurity. And there I would like Satish sir to have his views how post-pandemic this cybersecurity industry, and what is your views how the world is going to change?
Sure, sure. Thank you very much. And I think my co-panelists have already set the stage. And as you already told, cyber security. Okay, I'm audible. I think I'm audible, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So the good thing is, I think we see it's a virtual world now. We all are. Ideally, I would love to be in your campus, talk to you physically, but now we are in a virtual world. So what we call the new normal. In fact, today every enterprise, I think most of my co-panelists spoken how every enterprise want to embrace technology. In fact, whether it's cloud or mobile platform, social platform. So every enterprise now is talking about digital transformation, digital disruption. There was a nice lighter note joke that who was instrumental for digital transformation? Was it the CIO? Was it the CEO? Was it COVID? So the answer was COVID. So COVID, in fact, I think COVID has really made most of the enterprises to. It is not that, so honestly, not many enterprises will allow people to work from home for so long, right? It's 5 months now. Now 5 months, but honestly, now it's becoming. We use the word called new normal, right? New normal. Now I think we are slowly acknowledging fact that fine. I think we can still work from home. Now I think the other gentleman said college in a cloud. I think school in a cloud. I see toddlers, 2 years toddlers logging into the mobile phone and learning their digital classes. Amazing. So that is one side. I'm sure all of us agree that's the new normal. But the other interesting area which is I'm passionate and I'm coming from, that is cyber security and risk management. So suddenly I see, because especially today a lot of large IT enterprises, they have invested heavily in securing their enterprises. They call it as the perimeter security. Means if an attacker comes from outside, how will he pass through multiple gates? Now I'm just setting the context here. Every enterprise has spent a lot of money on cyber security, information security, risk management in their enterprise, putting a lot of controls. Now suddenly we are not in the office, we are at home. Now what I'm trying to say, the risk profile has changed. The risk profile itself has completely changed because people are working from home. The risks are now shifted to, like, people working from home, how in fact how they how in fact so today every cyber security practitioner, or I should say risk practitioner, seeing how these people working from home need to be secured. So my 2 points here is, one is of course cyber security, the risk landscape is changing. The cyber security state itself is completely changing, because now we are also seeing the growing concerns on cyber risks today. Every enterprise, I should say small, medium, large, I normally see today the board is concerned, are we prepared for the cyber issues? In fact, are we prepared? I think today it's the fact is that you need to acknowledge that every enterprise will go through one or the other data breach, cyber breach. So the other point is, are we prepared? Do we have the right process? Do we have right people? So I think I want to touch upon the career opportunities in cybersecurity. Traditionally, of course, traditionally we have been talking about software development, testing. Typically, college students, right, learn Java, learn .NET. They are more technology enthusiasts. No doubt that will continue, but securing all of them is also becoming so important nowadays. So I call it this way. So I use this pandemic as an opportunity. Let's don't talk of it's not a risk, it's an opportunity. In fact, so India being a knowledge capital, I'm sure we have done a great work. So today I think we are much more better positioned to deliver value, because now we also taken cyber security very seriously. We have all the relevant laws, regulations, the ecosystem. I think we are better positioned now to service the world in a better way. So I don't want to talk negative part. I look at this as an opportunity, and each one of us are seeing how we can, in fact, add value. And for me, cybersecurity is a wonderful career, especially people who would like to get challenged every day, because there's a learning every day. And in fact, and I call it as cybersecurity career in cybersecurity will never have a recession, because I call it, this is the only industry in the world, I should say, recession proof. Java may go, Python may go, C Sharp may come, but cyber security, you have to secure each of the component. I call it as it's an amazing domain. Now, I would invite each one of who want to get into this domain, please get into this domain. It's a very early stage, I should say. There's a huge shortage for this domain, because the right skill set, with the right knowledge, with the right approach in cybersecurity is missing. That is where I thank universities like VIT and many other colleges who are getting into the bandwagon of offering cybersecurity courses. And I would love to, in fact, engage more with these practitioners or with students, because that's what is this is a domain close to my heart, because I put my heart into this and I do a lot of mentoring. this is amazing domain, and this domain is going to be much more crazy or much more interesting in the coming years. I think with the other gentlemen spoken about IoT, 5G, now it is just a beginning, I should say. The threat landscape is going to be much more dirtier, much more nastier. Today cybersecurity is more prominent for banks, for insurance industries. But I think, as Mr. Nunna said, with IoT and 5G, cybersecurity is going to be, I think, we all at home, because our refrigerator, our every device is going to talk with each other, right? Now we need to be careful whether are they talking with each other, or the bad guys are coming in and trying to change the temperature. Or I can just talk one full day about this domain. It is amazing domain. So I think it is just the beginning, that we are entering into a completely new domain. But I don't want to be negative. There is, for every problem there is a solution. I think we need to just learn what is the risk mitigation strategy, and cyber security is an amazing domain. For all the guys who are listening in this live streaming, I say this is a wonderful domain, and good learning, and a great career for you in the upcoming years.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your views. And I take that line from yours as every problem has a solution, or ought to be having a solution. And as an engineering graduate, our job is to provide solutions. So if there is no problem, there is no need of solution at all. So having a problem is a good thing to have. Now, I would like to, sometimes what happens when some pandemic or recession, when people talk about recession, people always fear about placement opportunities, and that is the one of the major reasons why a student pursue engineering education. So I would like Dr. Rajkumar to reflect upon how, as a placement director, he gets input from the industry, and what kind of feel he is having, because right now we are in the process of placement activities going on at VIT campuses. So I would love to hear from Dr. Rajkumar about his experience about the pandemic impacting the placement.
Thank you, Dr. Manas. So I think we have students from all years and the parents actually. So the most of the final year students would have known what has happened, how the pandemic has impacted our placements. So when we usually we start our placements for the benefit of the parents and the students from the other years. I just wanted to tell how we have gone through the pandemic in terms of the placement process. So usually our placement process starts with the PG internships training, which starts in March, and the placements for them happen in the month of first week of May after their semester exams. So the pandemic broke out in the last week of March, and none of us had any clue as to how we are going to go about the orientation, the training orientation for the PG students, and how we are going to start with the placements, because we have a huge number of PG students who are pursuing their PG education at VIT. So just a minute. PG education. So we started our training as usual in the month of March with the use of the online tools. We did the training, and the companies are also not ready to take the online mode, because they were not also ready to how to go about the selection process. But based on our instincts, we thought actually we will invite the companies, and we will facilitate the entire process online. And we invited the internship companies which usually come on campus for recruitments in the month of April. And in fact, in the pandemic, we were the first to start the campus recruitments in the country for the 2021 graduating batch. And by all the support of the management and our own placement team, we did the entire process online. And we are, after that, actually, we started with the BTech training and placements, and the placements are all now going on. So when others are planning to start, we have already done about 130 companies securing placements for about 700 students in the top companies. So why I'm saying is actually it's all in the mindset of people. Actually, if you are ready to take the challenges as opportunities, you can always win. That's what we would like to say. And the students also were ready because we trained them on how to face virtual interviews, and the students also were keen in attending interviews. Actually, so they didn't take things lightly. So they knew what's coming on, and they prepared well, and they are now enjoying the benefits of having the campus recruitments day in and day out. So every other day there is a recruitment process going on. We are our calendar is packed till end of September. It's not trying to boast actually. So the only thing is actually whoever is taking the initiative in the first place would definitely succeed, whether it is pandemic or recession. So VIT always does that. So there will be a lot of questions actually post pandemic. What is going to be the placement scenario? What's going to be the recruitment numbers for IT or IT captives, and how the core engineering placements are going to take place. So let me take a couple of minutes on the each industry sector. So when you talk about the IT companies, when we talk about the IT services companies, their pyramid is built on the essentially on the freshers actually. So without the freshers, these companies cannot run. Though the thing is, whether it is a pandemic or a recession, the numbers may go down, but definitely they will not stop recruiting any of the freshers. So you may see a lot of news coming in the newspapers saying that this company has laid off thousands of people, the other company has laid off thousands of people. These are all middle and the higher level people who have not upgraded their skill sets in IT services industry or any IT industry. Actually, you have to upgrade your skills. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. So for the freshers, actually, the IT services recruitments are definitely going to be there. The only thing is actually it may get delayed, but it will definitely happen for this current year and in the future as well. Without the freshers, these services companies cannot survive and they will recruit. The numbers may go up or go down depending on the current industry standards. When talking about the captives, so even before the pandemic, because of the US visa regulations, usually the captives, what we call as the consulting, the banks, the analytics companies, usually they were outsourcing their work to the IT services companies, and these IT services companies were coming and recruiting freshers. So due to the visa regulations, all these captives, whether it is IT product captives or banks or consulting, or all these companies have set up their centers in India, and they have started coming on campus even before the pandemic, and started recruiting students from the campus with good packages. Actually, the packages ranges from 7 lakhs when IT services pays an salary of 4 lakhs. So these companies have come on campuses and they have started recruiting in good numbers. So they started with small numbers, and now it has come to a good numbers in forthcoming years. So their dependency on the freshers also will go up, so that their numbers will be more on campus. So definitely there is a lot of opportunities, and these companies look at these captives look at these skill sets. Actually, they don't mind which branch you are studying, whether you are from an IT branch or a non-IT branch. If your skill sets are good, they will definitely recruit. Coming back to the core engineering sector, if you are from a core engineering background, what's going to impact after the pandemic is, see, every core engineering company has gone for automation now. So I was in China about a couple of years back. So I was visiting one of the manufacturing facility of a big electronics company. So that electronics company visits VIT, and they have set up their campuses in India. So they were saying that they had about 2 lakh people before 5 years in the manufacturing facility. So that 2 lakh has come to 20,000 when we visited about 2 years back. So their ultimate aim was to bring that 20,000 to 2,000 by automating the entire shop floor process. So going forward, if you take any of the manufacturing industries or automotive industries that are going to come on campus, they will not see only the people who have core mechanical domain knowledge or a core engineering knowledge. So they also would look at your coding or programming skills. So I don't want to mention some of the automotive companies that have come recently to VIT. So previously, when they come and recruit 10 students from VIT, there will be about 7 students from mechanical and 3 from electrical or instrumentation. So off late, if you see the recruitment numbers, they still recruit about 10, 15 students from the campuses. but they started recruiting computer science students and also started looking at mechanical students who have the coding skills. So in VIT, we have taken this initiative. We have brought in a lot of programming and coding subjects into the non-CS curriculum also. We are not saying that you have to learn language. Actually, we are saying you use your domain knowledge, you use your domain knowledge in doing applications using a coding or a programming platform. So the core engineering sectors, the jobs will be definitely there, if not like an IT or an IT captive. But unless otherwise you upgrade your skill to that level, actually in terms of automation and programming, it's going to be a challenging factor in getting a job. The other thing is actually in the new normal after the pandemic, how are you going to build your resume? What's your digital footprint in the in your resume? It's going to play a vital role in getting a placement. So you are going to compete with your own classmates. So previously you were, when you go on an off-campus entry, so now everything is digital. So the companies would, going forward, in case if the pandemic continues, they will go for a all India recruitments, what some of the IT services companies have started doing. So which means you will start competing with the students from other campuses also. So that privilege of having specific campus recruitment may go away in case if the pandemic continues. So what matters is going to be your resume. So how you are going to build your resume does matter. So use this opportunity. If you are from a first year or second year, ensure that you have good number of internships, whether it's an online internship or in case if the pandemic gets over, do some internships and have it in your resume. So that plays a vital role. The second thing is have some online certification courses. So though the industry has not recognized not recognizing the Coursera or an Udemy course, they see what is your self-learning attitude when you come for a selection process. If you have done some course, it definitely adds value when you go for an interview process. The other one is the industry certification. So if you get into any of the IT companies after your 2 years or 3 years of experience, the industry says that you have to get certified in some industry certification, whether it is AWS or Salesforce. So my suggestion to you is actually, why should you wait till you join a company to get this certification? So these certifying bodies have given a lot of discounts to the student community now. Say for example, AWS gives about 50% discount for the certification what they otherwise charge for an employee of an organization. So use this opportunity. You have a lot of time. Get at least one industry certification before you go for a selection process. So this will add a lot of value. Participate in a lot of the programming contests that happen online. Whether you make it or not, actually this gives a visibility of what's happening in the industry. And also your digital footprint, you can put that on your CV when you go for a selection process. Actually, it doesn't mean that you have to win a contest and have your the contest in your CV. Just a participation also, you can put that on a CV. That gives an impression that you are a person actually who are attempting what others have not even attempted. So that would have a lot of value. So the going forward, it's going to be the skill sets that would get you a job, not the degree, but the skill sets. That's what I would like to emphasize on this. So pandemic is definitely a challenging factor, but it also gives a lot of opportunities for you. It's only the hard work and the skill sets that would matter when you go for your selection process. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I take from your point, I want the viewers to understand that taking initiatives and building skill set around the requirement will be the key of the day. And talking about initiatives and skill set, we offer a few future ready programs. I'm just appraising the panelists that we offer BTech CSE with artificial intelligence and machine learning. We offer BTech CSE with health informatics, with CSE with a socialization in gaming technology, CSE with a socialization in cybersecurity. We also offer a EC with socialization in cybernetics and AI, as well as aerospace engineering. So when we offer these future ready programs, because most of my viewers will be you know, BTech aspirants, I just want to reflect upon, like for example, I want Sundaramurthy sir to reflect upon what would be the future of aerospace engineering, because we all know air traffic has gone up, use of drone has been coming up, but people are still a little bit doubtful that will it be really a good branch to pursue undergraduate. And being a aeronautical engineer yourself, aerospace engineer yourself, you will be the best person to answer this.
Mr. Murthy is on mute.
I think, yeah, he's on
Murthy
mute.
sir,
Your turn.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't notice this. See, okay, to answer your question, I think let me start with my experience itself. After my graduation in BSc Mathematics, okay, my family wanted me to pursue engineering because even at the PUC, I was not very much interested in engineering. I wanted to pursue my PG course in mathematics and then settle for a teacher's job. Somehow I was liking it, but of course, destiny is something. So, okay, finally I got an admission into our MIT. And then the course which they were at the time they were offering was aeronautics, automobile, electronics, and instrumentation. These are all the only 4 fields we were having. So, what I have seen is instrumentation. Of course, I have absolutely no idea. And regarding electronics, I was not very much fascinated. Whereas automobile, okay, who will drive this lorry and all this? So I took aeronautics. This I'm talking about almost 43 years back or 44 years back. I boldly took a decision. Yes, like what our great Thiruvalluvar has told. You take some decision, stand firmly on that and try to reach. That's what I took. And yes, people were at the time also, they were telling there are no opportunities for aero people, especially there is nothing. But the scenario got changed for the past even 20 years back, or rather why 15 years back itself. If somebody asks question, have you traveled in an aircraft? I think almost 95% of the people say, no, I'm only seeing aircraft flying, but I've not traveled. That's what the kind of answer we would have got. But Gopinath, he has started that budget carrier. Okay, Deccan. See, that is the day, yes, this aeronautical engineering, people thought, yes, I think there is a good potential. So that way, today, if you really see with the kind of tier 2 aircrafts, the airports are coming up, many now aircraft players are going to enter into the field. Once the 2-tier cities are connected, what the prediction is, we need to have the aircrafts in thousands. I'm not simply exaggerating the number. These are all the numbers which have been given by the researchers. So let us alone forget about the R&D, at least to maintaining all these things you need. That is what we call as MRO industry. It has to be really come up in a very big way. Already people are establishing their own MROs. If you talk of Boeing or you talk of Air France or all these Airbus, all these people are all already. So definitely there is going to be a boom in the aero industry, especially. It's like in 2000, how IT industry boom has taken place, I'm not surprised. I think this decade, coming decade, 2020 to 2030, I can really put it as a industry which is going to grow in exponential way is aerospace industries. Of course, that encompasses aircraft industry too. Next, one thing happening in our space domain, if you look at it, so far our view on space technology and the utilization of the space exploration point of view, it is only in a very limited domain. Now, with the kind of knowledge and with the kind of workforce available within our country, now space domain is also going to explode in a very big way. That's what, as I told in the beginning, we started to launch one satellite. We took almost 2+ years. But now, almost every alternate month, a satellite is being rolled out. So the requirements are keep growing. When we launched our first communication satellite, INSAT-1, which was manufactured by Ford Aerospace Company in the US. At the time, we were thinking, okay, will there be retakers? But today you see, in fact, most of the people, even in the 1980s itself, television was a dream for the people. So we, in MIT, we got, or Chennai, we got the television in 1977, only with one channel. That too, from Delhi Doordarshan, they used to broadcast for a few hours. But today you talk of, it's the transponders are in heavy demand. We are not able to meet the transponder demands. So what we do is we used to hire the spare capacities from other countries' satellites, which is parked over our area, and then we are giving it. So you talk of anything, there is a huge demand, and then this has to be met. And now we are more and more focusing on Make in India. So that is the very basic reason. So we have two verticals working along with Antrix. Earlier, whatever that Antrix was trying to do of commercial ventures, now National Space Industries Limited is going to do the job. And with that, yes, now private participation of in space is going to come. And it is going to be, we'll have to see, the policies are being worked out, how the working and how the startups they are going to take up, and how private people are going to use our facilities. These will definitely will give a lot of opportunities to the aerospace people. It is not only aerospace, because it's a rather what I can say, it's a combination of all the engineering branches. It is not only aeronautics. I used to tell, if some people want to say that, sir, if I want to be aerospace, Department of Space, whether I need to have aerospace engineering, then I used to tell it's not necessary. Even civil engineering, if you are an expert, yes. Without a building, I can't work. Being a mechanical engineering, yes. Without mechanical engineering, I can't have my own rockets and other things. So similarly, electronics, electrical, anything you name. Similarly, computer science. Of course, computer science you can put anywhere. So now the domain has been spread wide apart. So people are having ample chances, but only thing is you have to grab the opportunity. To grab that opportunity, the only entry point for you is you should excel in your academy. That is the only thing which, when I see a person for interview, even I think your Dr. Rajkumar has told, people come for campus interviews. They will not be knowing your real talent. They will be looking first your academic results. That is the entry point for you. So first try to concentrate on your academic and then try to get good scores. And then, as he rightly pointed out, try to enhance your area, try to have some courses extra than the academy, so that that will definitely add a positive point for you to be recruited. So I think with this, I'm leaving it to other panelists to come up their views.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now I would like to ask Mr. Nunna, you talked about in the opening remark that, of course, AI and data analytics will have a big impact. At the same time, you also pointed out something which generally people miss it, and that is about entertainment. And probably gaming can be one of the angle to it. And you also pointed about telemedicine. So I'd like you to reflect upon the job market prospects of, along with AI and data analytics, what will be the job prospect for health informatics or courses like game tech?
Sure. As Dr. Samuel mentioned about automation thing, so AI play a major role in the automation side. So he's also mentioned about the domain knowledge is very important. Be it is a mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, knowing additional knowledge on top of the domain knowledge, especially with the IT or special like AI. If they have additional skills on top of the domain knowledge, they are really get the opportunity. Example, I'll take the connected car. Connected car is automobile. So as automobile engineer, you need to understand the how car functions. If I want to make it to driverless car or connected car with like a insurance, driver pattern based insurance claim, something like that. Along with the domain knowledge, you also need to know the IT, especially to the AI. So once you have that knowledge, I think there's a job market point of view, as a mechanical engineer can also get an easily job. So that is one thing. Now coming to the entertainment sector, what you mentioned about the gaming. Gaming, if you ask me today, AR, VR, and MR, immersive reality, what we call, there is a lot of play in the gaming industry. So by 2025, around $678 billion anticipated, and that is the growth of the immersive reality. Example I'll give you, during this pandemic situation, everyone is working from home, but a lot of people, especially to the work from home, people have a mental tension because since morning 9 o'clock to till evening, they are only working on this, sitting in one chair and doing some computer related job. So you need a physical exercise. So there is a lot of restriction. You can't go to gym. You can't go to even walking in the the near same society. So how do you engage at home? So using haptics is through entertainment. Haptics is a mechanical device and which can give you the I'll just give the treadmill. Treadmill, you don't need a physical treadmill at all. And the same certain area space, wearing the HTC Vive or Oculus Rift kind of headset, that is a basically VR headset. Wear it and you can select any one of the city in the digital world. Like I want to run today in the New York City. So if I'm going around in the same small space, but and simultaneously also get the statistics, how many kilometers you run in the virtual world, and what is your pulse rate, and also you can enjoy the surroundings in the virtual immersive reality. So that is one of the example. So esports is another activity I can say in the gaming world, and especially it will increase like anything. If you are not able to go to the in the ground, I'm taking again pandemic situation. Okay, you can call your friends into the virtual world. You can play in the virtual world any kind of esports activities. So there's a lot of demand in the gaming, and definitely you require some special skills like Unity, Unreal. These are the new technologies we need to learn on top of the normal computer. Also, you also need to know the 3D technology like 3D Max, Maya, those kind of skills are also required when you are creating the any game. Other than the gaming concept or theme of the that is also creativity, basically what we call creativity. Also very important. An engineer can only think the creativity, how I need to create a game, what are the characters are required, what is the character looks like. So those all aspects coming into the gaming world. So that is the gaming. So any other?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And now I would like to have Satish sir's remarks on how I have read somewhere, uh, you know, cybersecurityventure.com, and they say that, which you have also reiterated during your first remark, that cybersecurity is a very much, uh, you know, or recession-proof area, and cybersecurityventure.com says that since 2020, 2011, that means the last decade, there is virtually 0% unemployment on cybersecurity. So I just want you to reflect on that and say whether the statistics is correct or not, and of course, your views on prediction of the job market post-pandemic.
Absolutely. In fact, as I told you, because more and more technology adoption, I think each of the panelists has spoken about more adoption of technology, whether it is RPA, robotic process automation, or AI or ML. So I think whenever any enterprise is so much dependent on technology, and that technology, there's a disruption. See, I think the whole cybersecurity is about how do we ensure that this technology is available, is not compromised. And it's because today I call it as cyber security is not a technology topic, it's a business issue. Because today you'll be surprised to know most of the large enterprises in a board level agenda meeting, the chairman is asking, are we cyber ready, are we secure? Because the point here is today we saw organizations who did not take cybersecurity seriously. They don't exist because the bad guys, I don't want to use the word hacker, but the bad guys compromise the data. They have revealed this sensitive information. I think my other panelists, like from aerospace and all, they carry so much of IP, intellectual property. Now, so much of efforts have gone in creating the intellectual property. And imagine some bad guy is just snooped in and just has stolen all your secrets. I think there is so much of it's a business concern. So I call it as cyber security is probably it started as an IT security topic, like having a firewall, or but it is just today a business level. In fact, today every board, I should say, is concerned. I don't. A lighter note, I call there are only two types of organization. One who already had a breach, and they know that yes, it is serious, and you'll be surprised to know the other set of organization who don't know that they're yet breached because they're already breached, but they don't know because they are living in a fantasy world. All is well, and until unless the damage doesn't happens. So the challenge here is today organizations wake up late, but I think today it's slowly people as organizations are seeing because it's a serious business concern if they don't take cyber security seriously. And we saw I think every day nowadays we are seeing in paper this breach, that outage, that disruption, whether it's a power plant or it's a smart city or even that like for example British Airways data breach or the recent Cognizant Maze ransomware attack. All these are in public domain. Now, after all this, if still our nations do not take cybersecurity seriously, now I think it is it's something absolutely which is a concerning. So today I think cybersecurity is a very important topic. And the other important aspect is there is a huge skill set gap. Now, I like Dr. Rajkumar what he said. In fact, I like the statement what he made, upskilling. In fact, it's not just about it's I think upskilling today. I want each of the participants in this who is watching, especially students, please make your learning upskilling agenda. Now, I don't want to quote my personal example. I have a son. Of course, today he's studying. He's doing his undergrad at Duke University. Now, while he was at class 9 and 10, He completed all the Coursera courses around AI, ML. Amazing, in fact. So he's passionate. So I think my request is each one of you who are watching, be passionate. Be passionate. Now, whether it is cybersecurity, whether it's RPA, whether whatever, I think you all are very lucky to be. You're all in this area where there is so much of information out there, learnings out there. I think other gentlemen said so many courses are today available free. In fact, MIT made their courses free. I think what is important for you is to just have the passion. Just learn, whether it is cybersecurity, whether it is RPA, or it's AI, or it's ML. Now, again, coming back to the cybersecurity domain, it is going to be a exciting domain. And to be honest, cybersecurity is not a separate domain. It adds into every domain, whether it is RPA, data analytics, or automation. Everywhere I require to secure those assets, information assets, because otherwise it's going to be scary. It straightway impacts the business. It impacts to achieve the business objectives. So in that context, cybersecurity is a wonderful domain. I request each one of you who are want to get into what your career. I call it. I normally do a lot of mentoring and coaching. So please consider cybersecurity also as one of the important domain. Don't feel that okay, now to add extension, if you are a developer, now can you simply only write code? You have to think security. You have to say, how can I write code securely, right? Now I'm a tester. Now typically these are the typical domains, right? You are a developer, you are a tester, but security is becoming a common thread to all of these domains. So it is not that security has to be a separate domain. It is now getting embedded into each of the domains. I call it as, whether you're a developer, you're a tester, or you're an analytics guy. I think Dr. Rajkumar spoken, whether it's captive, you're consulting, security is paramount in each of these domains.
Thank you very much, sir. Viewers, we were scheduled from 11 to 12. It's already 12:10. So I will, without...
Just wanted to add a couple of points. I just want to name a couple of alumni. So since we had panelists from cybersecurity and gaming domains. I don't know whether you are aware, actually, just to inform the parents and the students who are here, couple of our alumni who started their husband and wife, they have started a gaming company in Hyderabad. They didn't choose to go and join a job, so they started about 5-6 years back. They are called, their names is Kashyap Reddy and Kirti Singh. So there, they run a company called Hit Wicket. So it has been named as the one of the winners of the Smart India Hackathon conducted by Modi ji in the last week. So they emerged one of the winners. So Hit Wicket is a company founded by VIT alumni. The other one, Satish talked about the cyber security. There is another guy called Anand Prakash. So he's one of the topmost cyber security analyst. He runs his own startup. He worked for Flipkart. He got a campus recruitment through us in Flipkart, worked there for 2 years. And then he started his own startup on cyber security. I forgot the name of the company. He is considered to be the one of the topmost cyber security. So he gets he analyzes the bugs from Facebook and other. It's called bounty hunting actually. So he is doing that and getting a lot of money out of it. He runs his own startup. He employs VIT alumni. So there's a lot of scope for both gaming and cyber security. That's what I would like to add on that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And just to conclude, so summarize the whole session, each panelist has very boldly and loudly pointed out, and I want all my engineering aspirant viewers to take a note that you need to be passionate and think out of the box, upskill your skill sets every now and then, and you need to have a good digital presence. So to summarize, I will say be passionate, think independent, and that is what we can take a place on this Independence Day. I thank all the panelists for your valuable inputs, and it's a great pleasure interacting with you. Hope that we will see you soon in some other platforms. Thank you for your time. Thank you very much.
Thank
Happy
you all.
Independence Day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank
all.
you all.
Happy
Thank
you.
you all. Thanks.
All the best.
You.
Bye. All the best to viewers. Thank you.